What is a postpartum doula and do I need one? So, today we are going to answer this question. We're going to be joined by Anna Pretty, a certified postpartum doula and co founder of Two Hearts, One Mission in Atlanta, Georgia. Anna supports women and families in the fourth trimester with everything from newborn care to emotional support. And today she's breaking down what exactly is a postpartum doula, what do they actually do, how do they differ from other doulas, and why this type of care could be game changer for your recovery. So whether you're pregnant, thinking about being pregnant, newly postpartum, or supporting a friend who is, this episode will help you understand what kind of help is out there for you and why you deserve it. Thank you so much, Anna, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely. So, I always want to open up and just give you an opportunity to tell our guests a little bit about yourself. Who is Anna?
Of course. Hi, everyone. So great to be on this podcast with you. So, I am a postpartum doula. I have two kids of my own. And after having a child during COVID, it was just very isolating and a time that was not as you expect as a new parent. And during that time, my mother actually gifted me a postpartum doula, and that was so influential in not only helping those early days of being in the thick of it and going through a whole pandemic. It helped ease me into motherhood and helped me see that it's not just all on mom and it's okay to ask for help. In today's day and age, we don't see a lot of help from families that was done back in the day where all the aunties came over and helped the mom and she stayed in bed. That's a little bit about me and my journey to becoming a postpartum doula.
That's awesome. So, your mother-in-law gifted you this.
My mother did, yes.
Your mother did. And where did she hear about postpartum doula? And did she gift this before you were in the thick of it? Or was it kind of like, okay, we need to help her. Let me give her this?
So I don't know how she heard of it, honestly. I think it was from a friend of a friend or something like that. But she knew that because she didn't live here in Atlanta and she's in a different state, that I would need help during that time. So she gifted it to me during my pregnancy,
Okay.
during prenatal.
That's awesome. I think that is amazing that your mother was able to do that for you. I wish that more families would think about this aid and paying for it for their family members or their friends because it is life-changing for sure. I want you to tell us just a major difference between a regular doula and a postpartum doula.
Absolutely. Doulas have come in and taken the step in being that aid and support for a family about to have a child. Most doulas are ones who go with you through labor. They help you create a birth plan. They understand how you want things to go and will help you through your home birth or hospital birth, whatever it is. And some will come and do packages to help postpartum or at least help you get acclimated those first few days. A postpartum doula strictly helps after you come home from the hospital with your baby or after your baby is born, wherever that is. Our role is to teach you skills on how to take care of your baby. How do you feed them, whether it's a bottle or breastfeeding? How to put them on a recommended schedule. So it's not regimented because babies are need to be fed every 3 hours, but it's going around that to kind of give you an idea because a lot of us are type A and like to know when the next thing is. And it just gives guidance because you get home from the hospital or wherever you give birth and you're a first time parent, and you're just like, what do I do with this thing that I've been handed? And we're there to support you by also helping take care of mom. That's a big thing that gets forgotten. We're there to make sure that she's taking the time to bond with baby and cooking some meals so that she has some things to snack on, teaching her how to take care of herself, signs of postpartum depression, things to watch out for, and making sure it's a really integrated approach so dad can best support mom in this era because she just gave birth and needs time to heal as well.
Now, I know there's a lot of myths out there, different mom helpers and nannies. And so I think it's really hard differentiating, when you hire a postpartum doula, what type of tasks they're going to be doing. Now, I've seen some videos of postpartum doulas helping with washing baby bottles. I've seen some videos of them holding the baby while mom sleeps. And so the resources that postpartum doula offers so broad, but what are those like core tasks? I know you mentioned teaching how to take care of the baby, but when it comes to mothering and other things, what are those core tasks that you offer your clients?
So there's different packages and levels, but no matter what that package is, I come in once you get home with your baby. I'm there to go over the specifics like sleeping,
Mhm.
schedules, things to watch out for your baby, just to be a resource of all of that information. And then we'll go through how to swaddle your baby. How do you do a diaper? How do
Mhm.
I bathe my baby? How do I play with my baby? Right. I also will clean bottles, pump parts, do the baby's laundry, cook for mom and dad. And I'm also going over lactation support as
Mhm.
well and sleep consultation. So there's a lot within it. There are mommers, helpers, night nurses, and some postpartum doulas will offer nighttime services. That's just not something I'm able to do at this stage in my life, but some doulas will offer, which is fantastic for parents to try to get extra sleep.
Absolutely. It's fantastic how we've moved away from, like you said earlier, families and aunts and even the neighbor coming over, helping us clean and wash the bottles. And now our society has moved away from that. I think that it's important for moms who may not have that support from family or neighbors to say, you know what, I am going to save up to get the service because it's an additional hand. It's somebody else who's teaching me how to take care of my baby, teaching me how to take care of myself, and also just another eye to help me sleep and empower me, help me advocate for myself. So I just think it's amazing that there are several resources and things that you can offer mom.
It's so helpful and it's so needed. And even if you do have the aunties and the moms, a lot has changed in the last 20, 30 years from when your mom had their child. They raised you and they may be fantastic or have a strained relationship or just might not be as helpful as you think. So having a doula is very, I've never had someone say they regretted getting one.
Yes, never. Never, never. Well, I want you to talk about the emotional side of your work and like what it means to be there for a mom. I think that birth work is, very sacred work. I think when you enter the space, there is a level of emotions that you take on. You get to see moms in a very vulnerable space in their lives. And so sometimes it could be really, really heavy. Talk about what that looks like for you and how you walk your patients through those difficult times.
Absolutely. And I think you nailed it. It's very rewarding work to work with new parents because they're in the most vulnerable state of their lives. It's always been about me, me, me. And now they are about us. And in that, mom and dad kind of get forgotten a
Mhm.
little bit too. So when I talk with my families, I can spew advice from experience and also from meeting with different families. I always tell them to remember their relationship, right? That mom and dad are a unit, and it's very important that you tag team because everybody's battery is different,
Mhm.
right? So your battery could be at 50% and then dad's is at 20%. So who can kind of make that up? And don't forget that you guys were there first. So obviously you're both taking care of the baby. Now, when it comes to mom, mom is going through a very vulnerable time right now, right? She just had her pregnancy. She may have had a traumatic birth, she's never gone through. And now she's expected to heal and take care of this little baby at the same time, given society's norms now. And it is hard. It
Mhm.
is not easy. The first 2 weeks, most women are susceptible to what they call the baby blues. And they say, once you get through the 2 weeks, then you're gung ho. And that's kind of the messaging we've been told, which is quite silly. So silly because once you get pregnant, your hormones go like
Been
this.
crying since 12 weeks.
Exactly. Someone who may not be emotional may get emotional all the time. Then all of a sudden your hormones are crashing because they're trying to regulate back to what they were. It takes 18 months for you to recover from birth and start to feel like yourself. So as someone who's gone through it, you know, and I feel like I'm still trying to find myself.
Yeah, 6 years postpartum.
Right? Yes. Something I always talk about too for mom and dad or partners, right? It's not always mom and dad, is keep an eye out for how you are feeling internally and make sure that your partner or whoever is there supporting mom is tuning in with their emotions. There might be moments you cry. But if you're having consistent thoughts of hurting yourself or possibly hurting your baby, you know, it may happen every once in a while. And that is honestly quite normal. I think we've all been through it where we were just completely overwhelmed. We're like, I just need to put my baby down for a moment. And that is okay. Put your baby down in a crib, walk away, take a deep breath, relax. Your baby will be okay. Go pick them up or tag team your partner. However, if you have consistent thoughts, always reach out to your doctor, always ask for help. It happens way more often than we honestly discuss. And I wish there was more discussion in normalizing it. But it's okay to seek out therapy. It's amazing. And also, if you need the extra help, to go on medication if necessary. So I always offer myself as I always ask and check in how things are going. And I always get like a breakdown of the baby, but I'm like, wait, how are you?
Exactly.
Because everyone forgets mom postpartum and focuses on baby when she's a whole person who's trying to collect herself back together.
Absolutely.
So kind of give those warning signs.
How do you teach moms to empower themselves? I know a lot of moms can't always afford a postpartum doula. So, for a mom who's listening to, how can they advocate for more support postpartum? How can they learn to advocate for themselves when it seems like nobody cares after they have a child?
That's a great question. I want to start out with those that have been through it, get it, and are more likely to be helpful versus, oh, I'm going to come over and see the baby. So, for a mom to advocate for herself, lean on your partner. You need to have daily, weekly check ins to understand where you're at. If you just had a crying session, your partner should trigger, hey, do you want to talk about it? Are you okay? Is there anything more there that we need to unpack? I tell them that I'm there as a resource. But if they don't have that, there's two things I recommend. One, seek out a friend who's been through it and have that be your person, depending on your situation at home. Have somebody to talk to. If you have an SOS and you're just in the thick of it, that you could just text them and then they'll call you right away. And that can be your partner, right? Just know that everything you're going through is normal and you're not the only one. And I try to just reassure and validate them. And if something doesn't feel right, speak up, because you are not only your own advocate, but you are also now your baby's advocate, right? If something feels off, you know better than anyone else because you know your baby. And it's a gut check too. Mom gut is so on point. Oh gosh, it's scary. It is so powerful and it's awesome. And then secondly, people are going to ask to come over. Some people will respect your boundaries. Some people will just show up. And what I found really helpful to establish with clients, with their families and with friends, whatever it is, who want to come over, is say, establish a day that you'd like them to come over and times that you're not as tired after you've adjusted. Maybe ask them if they could help with something, or say, like, would really love if you could grab lunch or whatever it is, or let your partner be the person to establish that, because it's great to have people come over, but you're just in the thick of it and everything else goes by the wayside.
That's really great advice. I think a lot more of us need to hear that advice. I feel like I should have heard that advice when I was in the thick of things. It's better to hear now, because once you're in that stage, it's really hard to having these conversations before you have a baby is super important, because I think when you're in it, I don't think you're really in the space to tell people or ask for help.
Everyone's focused on birth, but they don't plan for postpartum. And that's when you're with this child all the time. That's the most important part.
I want you to tell us a story of one of your moms and the biggest transformation you saw with them after you were done working with them. Just a really inspiring story.
Every story and meeting with every family is so enlightening. So it's hard to pick just one. But I would say recently I was visiting a family in Atlanta. She had her baby, but the baby went to the NICU. She was just going through a hard time because the baby got taken to the NICU. She's trying to heal herself, but can't go see her baby. It was just a tough part of the birth process. She came home and I was supposed to see her. But unfortunately, my kid got hand, foot, mouth. And I was not going to bring anything to that newborn, especially being in the NICU. So we did a virtual call, which was great. I was able to go through everything and I sent her my resources. I actually just visited her yesterday.
Mm.
And when we did our virtual call, I was able to give her advice so that she could breastfeed. And she hadn't breastfed for the first week of the life of the baby. And she was able to feed them and she just cried. It was so wonderful to see that she had this goal and dream to breastfeed. And she was told that she just should pump by the lactation consultants at the hospital. And I said, well, let's just try it. And she did it. And she was like, this is what my body was meant to do. And honestly, that was so gratifying to see because the happiness and the tears and the joy that brought her. And when I went to see her yesterday, she wasn't able to feed from one boob because she had gotten hurt on her nipple. So it was just very hard for feeding. And we were able to get the baby to latch and she was able to do it on her own. She felt so taken care of and grateful. I made her some food just so she could stash it away. And honestly, I just walked out of there on cloud nine because being able to help a new mom who feels at a loss, who feels and was told that they couldn't do something by people who are professionally trained and have so many hours on this, and just doing something so simple really changes perspective and makes a mom feel like, wow, I could do this.
What a lovely story. I think breastfeeding is really tough on moms, and I can only imagine the weight that was lifted off of her shoulder when she was able to get her baby to just attach to her breast. Just such a happy moment for her. So glad she has you.
Yeah, that was wonderful. I was happy to help her. So it made my day.
Great. Well, we're gonna end here, but I want you to tell us three pieces of advice that our moms can walk away with. And then you'll also just give information about how they can find you, reach you, book you, all of those details.
Okay, awesome. I'm sad that this is wrapping up because I love
I
speaking. It's always a good time and good vibes. So, first piece of advice is always ask for help. It is okay. And just because you're a woman in America doesn't mean that you need to do it all on your own. It's not all on mom, it is for everybody to help with. The second thing is be proud of yourself. You just birthed a baby, and there's a reason why women do it. You are strong, you are powerful, and you are awesome, and be proud of that. The third thing is you're going to hear a lot of advice. There's a lot of videos on TikTok and Reels, which is sometimes helpful, sometimes completely reckless. So take everything you read with a grain of salt and consult with people that you actually trust, people you know have been through it. Parent and do things the way that you see yourself doing, because sometimes you can talk to some people and it's just information overload. So if it's too much, either turn off your social media. It's good to just read a book or an audiobook, and yeah, just take everything with a grain of salt because there's going to be a lot of advice coming your way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Thank you. And how
Yes.
can our moms reach you?
Yes, of course. Moms can reach me at my website, twoheartsdoula.com with a two. And then my Instagram, annapretty.doula.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I definitely advocate for you all to get a postpartum doula, particularly if you don't have family. It is clutch. Love Anna's energy, and I know that she will be a contribution to your family and will be life-changing for you. So definitely hit her up. If you have any questions, you can always find me on Instagram as well under Dr. Choa. It has been lovely talking with you all, and take care. Are you navigating pregnancy and postpartum alone? Are you feeling overwhelmed by the lack of support? You're not alone, and you don't have to do this alone. With EM Care to You, I offer personalized in home and telemedicine support designed to guide moms through the challenges of the postpartum period. Whether you need total on call services or periodic check ins in the home, I help women recognize the warning signs and I support you as your advocate. And I am here for you the entire step of the way. I want to create a postpartum plan that's all about you, your health, and your recovery. Follow me on Instagram at Dr. Choa for tips, resources, and there you'll find a way to book me. All right? DM me or email me if you have any other questions. Other than that, I'm on all social media platforms under Dr. Choa, DrChowa. Let's build a village of support. Let's give you the hope that you need to get through this period of time. Take care. My name is Dr. Choa, and it's been lovely talking with you all today. Take care.